Welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. Our objective is to enthuse, inspire, energize, and empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes here in BW and beyond. We do so by inviting these entrepreneurs into our makeshift studio. Sometimes we call them to the restaurant, sometimes we go to our studio, and we ask them to share their experiential knowledge, their experiences and their expertise, and we ask them as many questions as we can, aimed at empowering you also as a viewer. A very good welcome and a big hello, Dumela. Welcome to the Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. As always, we bring you impactful, life-changing business information. Today we're going to talk about the business of dance, and I'm sure it is something that will enthrall you and excite you as much as it excites me. My guest is Mike Montsho, and before I welcome Mike, can I please ask you to strike the button, the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that we can continue to give you powerful, impactful, knowledge and life-changing business information like this. So please strike that bell. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Mr. Mogobe.
I'm honored that you've accepted our invitation to the Nuggets.
Yes.
Can you start off by introducing yourself to the people?
Yes, I think you've already had a head start for me on the name side. My name is Mike Montsho, popularly known as Mike Black, as a creative brand. I am a dancer, choreographer, and I like to call myself a creative entrepreneur because I take dance beyond the edge of just dancing, but making sure that each and every part of every fruit that I could get, if I could say, through dancing, I make sure that I seize it in that manner. I have been dancing. I have started Mike Miss T Dance Company, which I am leading now, located in Gaborone in Mompoloki Mall. I have started it with Miss T, of course, 10 years back. 10 years back, that's when we officially said, okay, let's get into business. But I have been dancing with Miss T for 13 years as professional dancers. And we were spending or pouring more money into developing ourselves. And that money wasn't coming from anywhere but our little hard work. Then we said, okay, how can we, at the same time, share what we love, but also at the same time make money to improve what we love. Then we said, okay, let's start a dance business. Then 10 years back, we started a dance business. And hopefully the story will unfold as we go, how it went by. It's a long story, but...
My favorite dancer internationally was a guy called Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines.
We used to watch him in the movies. And there was also Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know whether your dance is anyway as dazzling or similar to that. Gregory Hines was a great tap dancer, but I think he did other forms of dance as well.
Yeah.
Which form of dance are you good at?
I fall more on the lines of Fred Astaire. I love what he did with dancing. He took dancing globally and made it easier to reach any person, and he shared his passion. So you find that he has franchises everywhere. Even in South Africa, there's a Fred Astaire franchise where you find company for dance, doing dance productions, dance competitions and stuff. The dance that I do, I'll say I'm an all-rounder, but with Mike and Miss T as a brand, where we started off, it's Latin American and ballroom dancing. We went the classical way, but then on the way we developed our skills on contemporary dancing. We developed our skills on classical and modern jazz. Then hip hop has been something that has always been there as a skill that when we were young you used to pick on the street. Developed it, but by the time we knew the professional side of dancing, then we took it professionally. Then we did those are the dances that we did. Also street and house. Those are the styles that we are vested in.
What about the Setswana traditional dance?
I don't know why I don't mention traditional dance, but it's something that even from primary school I've at some point got engaged in, and I've done it a lot. Even in productions, I've been part of a team, national team ensembles, part of Mopato Dance Theatre also, when we're doing some ensembles in the country, and they do African contemporary and also traditional dance, and we have done that, or I have done that at this moment, if I could say.
Does one need any kind of training in terms of formal school type of training to become a good dancer?
Well, to become a good dancer comes in different ways. One can be very talented. Like your body can be able to absorb the creativity or the movement of dancing. But then some can have passion, and your passion needs to be nurtured and developed. So for you to develop it, you can go to a dance school or a dance studio, what we run right now. But then if you want to take it further and more into business, then you need to now at least do some certificates and stuff so that you can understand the intricacy of dance as a business or a career. What are the ways of, because now it's beyond you yourself. It's now dealing with other people, right? Interpersonal skills, business relations. Now you get into your financials, because now you're running an entity. So basically,
am I right in saying it's both an art and a science?
One time we were we do social dancing for what can I say? For adults. We do social dancing. So we're in a restaurant and we're facilitating a social dance. So one of our students, a lady, she normally takes private classes. Then she came for the night out, having fun in one of the restaurants locally. Then she brought her husband, and the husband is a mathematician. Then he said, I thought maths was a hard thing, but dance is something else. It's something. So one could say, maybe it's a science, or it falls under mathematics. You need to calculate it beyond ordinary.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Now, you yourself, did you actually have formal training on dance? And if so, can you walk us through some of that experiences?
Yeah.
Those experiences.
At first, I didn't have formal training. I had passion for it. I started dance. When I was young, dance was something close to my heart. We used to dance to, Boka Sakwasa Tobo, Afro Musika and stuff. But then growing up, I kept getting introduced to other pockets of dancing, right? Where I met ballroom dancing. Then ballroom dancing introduced the professionalism of dancing on my side. Then I did normal training at a high school. I did normal training for ballroom dancing. Then after high school, I said, okay, what do I do? I said, okay, dance is something that really resonates in my heart, and it makes my living easier. Okay, I'm going to take it further. I came to GAPS. I'm from TNT, by the way. Donota, yes. So from there, I came to GAPS. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pursue my dancing and just go more professional. Then I realized, okay, to go professional, you need to go to professional teachers who have been to a professional training as like school. So I got myself mixed into the professionalism of dancing, where we went to South Africa for professional training. So this professional training wasn't like a school, as a like officially getting certificates and stuff, but we're being trained by people who already have went through dance school. One of which is Mabana, what you call Arts Foundation and Mafikeng. So we met teachers there. They trained us. Even in different parts of South Africa, we met teachers. But then, yes, along the way, for Latin and Ballroom, we did, or I keep saying we because I'm representing Mike Montsho. We did a training course on Latin Ballroom. So we did a certificate on training, being ballroom trainers. Then we did another certificate with a school from Australia that came to South Africa. It's called International Living Dance. So for them, they are trying to, because I'm a Christian, born again.
Oh, okay.
So
likewise.
yes. So for them, they were getting professional dancers to be accredited professional dancers, but Christian. So that course covered contemporary, it covered ballet, and it covered jazz as well. So yeah, in terms of professional training, that's how far. But then now we hold also certificate for international judging, which is one of the credits that we do hold. Yeah,
it's interesting. How did it all start with Miss T? For you to end up calling yourselves Mike and Miss T Company.
Mike and Miss T. Okay, so Miss T is derived from Tsepiso. So how it came about to the name Miss T, I'll get to the whole story, how it came for the partnership. We had a professional jazz teacher who came to GAPS, and she was stationed here for about 3 years, if I'm not sure. 3 years. Then it was hard for her to say the name Tsepiso. As a French lady, Tsepi, but it's, okay, I'm going to call you Miss T. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the name came about, Miss T. But for us, Miss T was dancing before with a different dance partner, ballroom and Latin American, and I was dancing separately with a different person. Our first encounter was that I was looking for a dance partner. Then I spoke to someone, hey, I'm looking for a dance partner. I'm coming to GAPS to pursue my dancing. Then he said, oh, no, I know someone who you can actually meet. Then he gave me Miss T's number. Miss T was residing in Mogobe at the time. Then I called her. I asked her, Miss T, where I got this number. I'd like to try out to be a dance partner with you. She's like, I'm just fresh from a dance partnership. It wasn't nice, and I'm not sure if I want to dance. I said, okay, that's fine. We can just practice. We can just practice. It's okay. Then she said, okay, I'm on Mogobe. I'm like, okay, Mogobe is not my cup of tea. I'm from TNT, and I just had stuff about Mogobe that you need to have a tough skin to go there.
To survive in
Mogobe. I'm like, okay. Then I stalled. Then we did some tryouts in the University of Botswana. Then from there, we started our training. And she didn't want to compete. She said, okay, no, I just want to dance and teach dance. Then we're using Mogobe Community Hall. So we're practicing there. Then after a month, she was like, okay, no, but I feel I can still go back to competing. I was like, yeah, that's the mic touch. Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. Yeah, then we started getting into the professional competitive dancing. Our first competitions, because we're still building chemistry, we're still building connection, getting to used to each other. We didn't perform that great, but it didn't take long. I think it took us 3 months. Then we already got that touch. Because I remember we went for a dance competition, the last competition before we actually turned everything around in Pretoria. We were number 6 on the finalist. And we're there, we're getting medals. Then we're like, okay, we really need to go work hard. And so then we went back for a competition organized by the same people a month later.
Yeah.
Then we turned the whole line around, same competitors. So we're number 1 from there. Like, okay, 3 months in, and we're able to do that. So that means we can go somewhere.
Okay.
Then from there, like I said, because we're going for more competitions.
Are there any significant ones that you won?
Yes, definitely. We won some competitions locally. Francistown Frolic, that's like way back. Frolic. There used to be a couple called Frolic. One
and what genre was that? What
that was Latin American. Latin American. We're in novice. There are levels. So they are upper levels, starting from novice, pre-championship, championship, and professional, which now we're in professional. So we're novice at that time. So we won that competition and quite a number of competitions in South Africa. I won't quite remember, but yeah, in Lesotho as well. quite a number. There is also Dance to Be Wild competition that we performed really well in.
Is there a particular one that you should say is this a pinnacle? We reached the top here. This is the ultimate.
Well, I think I'm too much of a perfectionist. So I still feel like we are yet to reach our pinnacle. We've performed really well in most of competitions at a time when we're fully on professional competitive. But now we're not really fully on professional competitive because now we're running a business. So we compete whenever we can, but we are at a point where where we're in professional competitive, and you can't compete forever. So we're like, right now we're at a state where we're starting to build ourselves back again, so that we can go finish our competitive competitive line properly. Just like Mogobe said, okay, now I'm working on my retirement, so for competing. So we're at that state now.
There's a thing called innovative choreography.
Yes.
It's a mouthful. What does it mean?
Innovative choreography is getting out of the box, opening yourself up to the environment that you're living in. Like, for example, we have been privileged to partner with TV commercials. So you get to a point where you're saying, okay, you're a choreographer, can you tell a story? Because when you dance, you tell a story. Then someone says, look, I have a story. I'm doing an advert, right, for social media or any media, right, visual media. Then it said, this is the story. Can you interpret that? So you have to be really creative and innovative. And also even for corporate entertainment, because I remember we've done a lot of shows where we're given themes like LA, Los Angeles. We're given themes like Gatsby, the Great Gatsby. So you need to pull everything out of the hat to make sure that you are telling the story. Whoever's sitting down
just with your body.
With your body.
Or there's also some talking.
No, not talking at all. Because this is dance. The dance comes in where words can't explain. You understand? So it's like an extension of communication. So that's why dance, it's not only for people who can talk. Any person alive, we have even what we call a special section. Are you in a wheelchair? Are you wherever? Like even in our studio, we have taught people of different abled people dancing, because it's more of a communication with your body. Yes.
I like how you avoid the word disabled. Make your point. Different abled.
Yes.
So you can teach them how to dance.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Are there any groundbreaking performances that you can give examples which garnered attention, even acclaim?
Yes. Okay. One of my favorite is one that we did before the pandemic COVID. It was in Santon. It was a Afro-Latin festival. So we were closing act at that time. So what we had done at that point, we made an amalgamation of traditional dance and Latin dance. So that was a pinnacle. And the choreography was in such a way of taking our traditional dance, and because we are outside, we're not in Botswana at that point. So we want people to feel and know where we're coming from. So we took traditional, so the hands clap. Our choreography was based on the hands clap. We didn't use music. We're using hands clap. So we did our traditional dance and infused Latin dances. And we got the audience to clap their hands all the time. And they were like, clap hands and make Chacha, like, those kind of sounds. Chica, Chacha. And we're dancing traditional Barangan, and everything changed now to salsa, Chacha, Cuban Chacha. It has that fine line where it meets with our dances. So people are so aesthetic, like wow, why don't you have this on YouTube? Why don't you guys? Where are you? Who are you guys? So that's one of our really great performance that I loved. To time.
Passionate and talented dancers. Have you identified a few in the course of your career?
Definitely. Within our company, we have a production arm where we do productions, and when we do productions, because we don't keep a lot of dancers, for example, like Mopato does. I'll give an example because they are our family and we work with them. But what we do is that we call out. We call out to dancers that, hey, we have a production coming, so we want to audition dancers. And in the course of doing that, we have met wonderful, great dancers, challenging them with different themes that we had. These themes that we worked on for big productions, we were auditioning dancers. And each and every time, now and then, we call out dancers. Like even this coming weekend, we've called out dancers. We have a little production that we're doing.
What's it called?
The production, it doesn't have a name. It's more of a gospel based on a gospel music. So we're taking a gospel dance, gospel song, and create something that literally, if it says David took a slingshot and hit Goliath on the head, and we need to be able to portray that through dancing.
Yeah.
So that would be the challenge. Yeah. So definitely, we've met like really wonderful,
So how
talented.
do they fuel the success of the company, these talented dancers?
Yeah, it's really important because the success of a company, it's basically leaned on the outcome of the client. If the client is happy after your production, then it's good. I remember one time there was another dancer who was slacking. He was slacking. I don't know what was happening at his time at that point. Then the client said, "You know what? Take out this guy. We're in Francistown." He said, "You know what, Mike? Take out this guy from this production and find someone now." So it's really important to get people who are really passionate themselves, who are really fueled. People
Even high energy, isn't it?
high energy. You know, someone who's bright and who's present in what they are doing. Because I remember another example. We're doing
presence is crucial.
Presence is very crucial. We're doing a choreography. It was only ladies. I was choreographing for ladies. So they were using umbrellas to dance and stuff. So there was a part where they were, before they take the umbrellas, they danced, and someone was supposed to get an umbrella for the lead dancer. Then she forgot to take the umbrella for the lead dancer. The lead dancer was so not happy, and she showed in her face. And it's there in the video all the time. And even people wondered, like, okay, what has happened? Well, what has happened with that person? You need to be able to deal with challenges within your production. You need to be able to portray the story regardless.
So is it a good thing if he shows her emotion like that, or she should have disguised it?
She should have disguised it, in other words. She should have disguised it and just keep the story.
Sometimes emotion is important to make a point.
Yes, emotion is important if it's part of the choreography.
Yeah.
It's a part of the choreography. Because, for example, in any business, if there are principles that run the business, and you bring another principle, that is important, but it doesn't run the business. It's not going to work.
Yeah. It clashes with perhaps the core values of the business.
Very true.
Yeah. Let's talk about community engagement.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that in terms of your company and yourself?
Yeah.
How you interact with the community?
Community is something that's really close to our heart. Dance, what it has done for us, we feel like the best way for us to be fulfilled, it's when we know that it can do the same for someone who doesn't have the ability to, or the resources to actually find something like a dance studio or a dance teacher. So what we do, even in our company, we always open up slots for people in the community who are underprivileged or less privileged, and we take those kids, kids or even adults, we develop them that passion into the line that they love. Like recently we had where we are in Malapo Crossing, there's a theater, so we host shows now and then. Recently we had a show. We have a little kid that we took and we developed. She's really talented. She was part of our production. We took her for 3 months, groomed her, training her, and she performed really, really well. And she's blossoming. At first, when she came, she was quiet and feel like, okay, I'm not in the
Reserved.
Yeah, I'm reserved. She's not in the circle of the people. Like, no, feel free. So we know where you are. We know what you love. It's what you love. What we love. We love dancing. So we love to see you blossom and grow in that. So, and also, like, for example, during COVID, we're like, what we did, we didn't want to stop the business, so we went online. We were also providing free classes, because we know there are a lot of people who were going through a lot, and some people don't have the resources at that time, especially at COVID, lockdown and everything, to be able to do stuff like dance, because dance is a big contributor to mental wellness, to emotional wellness.
How so?
Dance, more like when you go to boxing, right? And you're not a professional boxer. You go to boxing because two things. You might want to develop your self-defense ability, or you might want to blow off the steam and
Self-esteem, maybe.
Yes.
Develop your self-esteem.
No, self-esteem, but also blow off the steam of the trials and tribulation you go through in life. Like you just went through a lot, and you need something to take off that stress. So dance is something that builds a lot of joy, a lot of happiness inside of you. It helps your body to release that endorphin hormones, where you become happy. So I always tell people that we're in a business of happiness. Yes. Have you ever seen someone dancing crying? Unless professional dancers who are like sad, they're not getting a step that can make them better. So when you dance, you start becoming happy. Like, even if I take it, okay, let me show you a step. You don't laugh at yourself because maybe you're tripping on yourself or something. But that's the whole thing about dancing. It brings out happiness. So it's a big contributor emotionally and
are there any particular community projects that you can point to where you were involved specifically? As a company, highlight one or two classes and performances in schools, etc.
Yes, we have done. I won't say names, but we have done some community dance projects where we went to a home that's housing underprivileged and stuff, and we used to go there and do productions with them. Also, Miss T has like a program called Binambasadi. So Binambasadi. So it's a program.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a program specific.
Maybe I should ask my daughter to be part of it.
Yeah, it's specifically aimed to Basadi or women, right? With all that they go through, the injustice, the oppression, and just the GBV and etc. So the classes are not just classes. They dance, then from there they talk, they share a meal and stuff. So that's one of the current thing that we are pushing also now. She does it every Thursday, and she's been called into different projects. Like, she's been to Malapi around Botswana to come and facilitate a Binambasadi session within a women meeting. That
sounds good. What about globally? By that I mean regionally and continentally and even internationally. Any collaborations there that you to speak of, that you are proud of?
We have worked with some time back, like way back. We've worked with one of the good choreographers. She has choreographed for Asha, Raymond, like those big superstars. Also, the nice thing is that she's a down-to-earth woman. Raina Joy Banks, we've worked with her. We've worked with Julia Bloomberg from France. We've done productions with her. We've worked with a guy from India as well. And recently we are looking forward for a performance which is a collaboration for the Afro-Latin community in Mozambique, which is happening in September 23rd to 25th, 21st to 25th. So those are collaborations that we have done and looking forward for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier we mentioned some heroes. I mentioned Gregory Hines and Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
Some of whom may not longer be with us. Currently, who are your heroes? Who do you look up to in this arena of dance?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, there are a lot, but I'll just get my brain to pick one,
Yeah.
which is never easy. I mean, I look at different things. You know, there are some dancers who I'll look at on the technical side, and I'll say, okay, now this guy is the guy who's my hero. There's a guy. There's a guy in Denmark. His name is Martino Zanibilato. Yeah,
Martino
Zanibilato.
Zanibilato.
Yeah, and Michelle Abildertrap. They are
Michelle
Abildertrap. Yes, they are husband and wife. I like the way they handle that professional dancing. The way they always show sportsmanship through that professional dancing, and the technicality they have. That's just mentioning them amongst many others also that I look forward for. Those are my heroes. I mean, if you watch them dance,
where do I find them? YouTube?
Yeah, you can find them in YouTube. You can find them in YouTube. Yeah, in YouTube. There are a lot of videos of them in YouTube. They're splendid dancers. There's also Michael Melitowski and Joanna Lewis or Lunis. Wow, they are they are beautiful dancers. They've transited beyond expectation.
How so?
We have World Cups or like in football, the World Cup, like the top competition, the top stage. They have held a position in the top stage for about 14 times.
Wow.
14 times.
Sounds like they're goats.
So
you think of them as goats?
Yeah, they're the greatest of all time. Yes, definitely. They are greatest of all time. Yeah, they are very good in that manner. And then, there are other dancers who, in the commercial platform, who have done really well, and we look up to them in terms of dance as a business. You know, even though they might not be like famous people. For example, also Fred Astaire. He has a model of business that I think it's similar to what we aspire to. He makes dance something that's available for everyone anywhere. In terms of that, even if you go to any country, you ought to find, or any continent, you ought to find a Fred Astaire franchise. Yeah.
Now, speaking of international collaboration, people look up to, you have a strong presence on social media. How do you leverage that to enhance your brand and to carry the message through?
What we work on, or what I work on, also in terms of dancing technically or also running business, it's trying to be as up to date as possible. I know nowadays there are a lot of new things or trends going in every second. Like even as we speak, by the time we finish here, there are going to be like at least 10 trends that have been out there. So we try to, for example, we teach classes. So when we teach classes, we have students who are living in the present. So we try to, even our material that we do, it has something that's relatable to them, so that by the time also that we post, we make sure that we still remain relevant and we are still providing what our core people or our core clientele is looking for or want. That way we're sure that we still have people who feel okay, no, these guys are still relevant. We can still go to them, and that way we don't close down as a business. Yeah.
So, which of these platforms do you think are most I would say, useful to you? Which of the platforms are most favorable to your business?
For such a long time, we have been on Facebook. We've been on Facebook for such a long time, and it has done wonders.
As Mike and Miss T.
As Mike and Miss T Dance Company. Even though we've developed the setup of our page in quite a number of times, we have different products. We have products for adults, which we call Sekiba. It's more based on Afro-Latin. Sekiba, it's Salsa, Kizomba, Bachata dance styles. Those are Afro-Latin. Salsa is from Cuba, Kizomba is from Angola, Bachata is from Dominican Republic. So we had a page that we're updating and posting whatever work we do on that. And people used to follow and be able to find us through that. Then also we used to post a lot of our normal classes for kids and the productions that we do on our page. We had M&M Dance Corps, which is we just abbreviated Mike and Misty Dance Company so that we could appeal to the young generation. Like, okay,
sounds catchy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been working for us. We have been holding back on YouTube because we are perfectionists. We have ample of data, of videos. So we're like, okay, we need to upload the right thing. We need to get into this the right way. Fortunately for
I say to my mentees that never allow perfection to be the enemy of progress.
Exactly, and it has been our enemy.
Keep moving. You will perfect as you go on.
It has been our enemy. And funny enough that we're listening to videos of how to start YouTube, and they said start.
Yeah.
Even if it's a phone that when you take with it, it's grainy and it's not good quality. What matters is progress. It's progress. People are going to get used to you and know you at that time.
So why don't you take that advice?
We are taking it. We are at a point where we are working on that. We have a website that we're launching. Our website will be configured to YouTube and everything. Whatever we post there, you're going to find there. So it's going to be an easy one family. The reason why we're doing that now, we could have done it even last year, but we're like, okay, we're having 10 years this year, 2023, as a company. So we want to launch those things simultaneously and working for the 10 years celebration as well.
Yeah, I didn't hear you mention anything about Chacha. Isn't there a dance style or a music style called Chacha?
The famous Chacha. It is Chacha.
Are you teaching it? Is it part of your repertoire?
Chacha is one of my favorite. It's not Miss T's favorite, but somehow in the dance competition, we dance in Latin American. That's our forte. Latin American, you dance your cha-cha-cha, you dance your jive, you dance your ramba, you dance your paso doble, then you dance your samba. So somehow we find ourselves in dance competitions, always taking number one in cha-cha-cha or doing better in cha-cha-cha. I mean, even if we could take less points in other dances, but cha-cha-cha, it
comes on top.
Yeah, so we do cha-cha-cha in a Latin American style way, and we do cha-cha in a Cuban style way. So a Cuban style way, that's the mother root of cha-cha-cha, where it's coming from. It comes from Cuba. So then it's been professionalized through Latin American standard, where, because whatever we dance, it's from a syllabus. It's syllabus based. There are steps that are written and how to do them, how to execute them. That's why we can go for competitions, because judges know that there are principles of doing those movements, and they're going to see who does the principles better.
Best, yeah. Okay. Why does Miss T not like it then?
I don't know why she doesn't like it, but
she hasn't told you.
No, she's always like. Her favorite dance, I know she loves ramba. She loves samba as well. But it's not that she doesn't like it. She doesn't have like the most confidence in it, but she's the best at it.
Yeah.
I always tell her, look, cha-cha-cha, whatever you can say, you're the best at it.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't feel like, it's something that she doesn't feel she is best at, but I know she is. And I always tell her, look, what are our grades on cha-cha-cha? Top.
There's a music genre that has taken, I would say, Southern Africa by storm.
Yes.
Amapiano. And with it has developed dance styles that seem to, be going viral on TikTok and all sorts of places.
Yeah.
Is it something you look at has Amapiano come up with its own dance movements? And can you discuss that a little bit?
I think the way I look at Amapiano, it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm that's been found. So with this rhythm, a lot of dancers take movements which are there. I like you saying the saying that there's nothing that is new under the sun.
That's
Right?
from the book of Proverbs, Solomon.
Exactly.
Or Ecclesiastes, or one of the two.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's nothing new under the sun. So, Amapiano, it's a very baseline. It has some staccato effect. Bum, 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 bum. Right? So, dancers, really talented dancers. Now, because of TikTok, everyone is able to do it because people watch videos and repeat and repeat and repeat.
They even have challenges.
Yes, they have challenges. So it's a nice thing. It's one of the very good innovative things that happen to us as dancers. Now people get to know about dance and it becomes a part of life. It's a community. Like even dance from way back, we used to have traditional dance where we're sitting around the fire in celebrations like wedding, in kotla,
Yes.
So Amapiano, it's a trend that we love. We involve in our business as well because we have a lot of young stars. I mean, if we don't do Amapiano, where are we going to get young stars? So yeah, we support that. We support Amapiano. We love it. We found it as a very creative thing that happened to the dance industry. It brought a spark. I mean, before Amapiano, right? There used to be other trends, but there's nothing that's been as big as Amapiano.
Kwaito was there
Yeah,
before.
Kwaito was there, but it has been there. It was great at its time, but Amapiano, it's just going
there's
beyond.
something about Amapiano that just seems to take over the youth.
Yeah,
I've even come across clips where people suggest that it's satanic.
yeah,
That's because it tends to just grab your senses and your cells, and people just move in a
yes,
very, very not necessarily aggressive, but in a very sexually provocative way.
yeah.
So I just wonder whether you are now tailoring your dances to recognize that.
Yeah, I'm happy that you brought that up. One of the principles that we pride ourselves or we focus on through our dancing is to build discipline, is to build modesty through dancing. Whatever we do, choreography, the reason why we took dance professionally, it's because if you don't take dance professionally, then it's loose. It can be calculated, or it can be calculated to anything, or it can change to anything. So we take it and redirect it in such a way that, okay, this is how professionally you do. We know movements that can bring a different message, right? We're like, okay, these are the moves that we do, and these are the moves that we don't do. So in our classes, we take kids and teach them in that way. I remember there's another school that that we're asking, okay, can we start a dance club in your school? They said, no, we don't want hip hop because it has this kind of movements and it teaches kids this kind of message. We're like, okay, we do hip hop, but we want it because you say you don't want it. But this is what we do with dance. It's a way of discipline. It's a way of grooming. It's a way of building responsible. It's character building, building good character within the kids at that point. So that's one of the things that we really focus on at our dance company.
So you have boundaries, and you're very strict about those boundaries.
Yeah.
This prohibition of hip hop, is it because of the violence factor, or the explicitly sexual innuendo in the videos and so on?
Yes, I think it's because of the explicitly sexual portrayal of movements in videos. Because now the thing is that it's easier to get information because everyone has a phone, everyone has a tablet, everyone has TV. So then that are platforms for selling everything. So then a lot of people or kids in this case, a lot of kids are able to see such things that cannot be filtered or haven't been filtered. So now, then it becomes our responsibility as people who do that professionally to show that we align things with the way that we can build better people or better dancers, or dancers that even a corporate company can say, okay, we'd like to work with you guys. Because when we're in a end of year seminar and we have thousands of corporates sitting down, we won't go like this because
people are misbehaving.
Yes, people are misbehaving. Yes.
Yeah. Any awards or recognitions that you want to share? Being a high caliber company that you are.
There's a question that Miss T should be answering.
Yeah.
Because what I do mostly, it's just being the engine and driving.
Yeah.
But we have. Where do I start?
Miss T, can you shout out some of the awards?
Yes, Miss T.
So you can remind him very quickly.
We don't have dance awards as you think in dance.
Oh, okay.
Like musicians and stuff like that. We do dance competitions, and we base on credits, what big thing we have performed for, or we have been invited for, stuff like that.
You have to repeat whatever she said.
Yeah, okay. I think it jogged my memory. The latest thing that we had, there's a big dance festival in Sun City. It's one of the biggest in Southern Africa. So last year we prepared students to attend it. So we took about 18 students, and they were participating in about 5 disciplines. And each and every one of them, they took a position, they took an award for each and everything they participated on.
Wow.
So we brought back almost, over 100 awards.
Wow.
Brought 100, that includes medals, gold, silver, bronze, and trophies as well. And we have some sitting, that's the latest that we have done. That's last year, September 2022.
I get the sense that you're helping these youngsters also avoid criminal conduct, drugs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Are there examples of instances like that where you quote unquote rehabilitated some of these youngsters? Are you able to share without necessarily mentioning names?
I'll say, yeah, even if it wasn't a matter of drugs and substance abuse, a matter of, mannerism, someone who can easily get themselves into a wrong path because of that mannerism. So we do that a lot because our main principle is that there need to be an order of how you get into the studio, how you put your stuff, how you communicate with others. Because dance is something that you do within other people and around other people. So the way you communicate with people, the way you solve your anger issues, right? The way you portray your message. You can't be portraying your message in such a way that it's going to bring someone down. So that's something that we deal with most of the time or all the time. Even just the other day, we're dealing with that, So it becomes a process. And over the years, we have done that a lot. And also I've seen dance do that a lot, even for others, those who are not in our company. Because I remember there's a guy who was a close friend of mine. We're dancing together. So he was dancing and he was having everything aligned. And he stopped dancing and went partying and crazy stuff. And unfortunately, the time he did that, his life ended on that path, right?
No.
But it was something that he was bouncing off again and again. So he'll go into that path, then come back to dancing. So
sort of clean up and then go
clean
back
up,
again.
come back to dancing, and he's clean up. We go for competitions. It's nice, and then he went back into that path again, and
he couldn't get rid of those demons.
Yeah, he couldn't get rid of those demons. But you realize each and every time he was involved into his professional dancing, everything was fine. Yeah.
That I guess leads to the issue of educational programs, in terms of if you can highlight any educational programs and initiatives that your academy is involved in, to take this profession further.
Okay, educational programs as like that we have for.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have structured our business in such a way that everything is syllabus based. Funny enough, last week we were having a quiz with the kids, because whatever step that you do, you need to understand the names. So we have structured our material according to syllabus and according to the levels. If you are in level 1, level 2, level 3, or should I say beginners, intermediate, or advanced level, right? So within advanced, you can have 4 levels of advanced. Within beginners, you can have 4 levels of beginners. Within intermediate or improvers, you can have about 4 levels. So whatever program that you come in, is it ballet, is it contemporary, is it Latin and ballroom, we have set the program like that. So when a student comes in, we have what we call an assessment class. So we assess the student, we take them through the steps and everything, then we can understand that, okay, this is your dance education base. We're going to start you from here. Then we take it going forward from there.
Let's talk about movies, some of the dance movies that are your favorites. I still think about Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
I still think about...
That was John Travolta in
John
it?
Travolta.
Yeah.
I still think about Footloose.
Yeah.
And quite a few others.
Yeah.
Which ones
I think
are your favorites?
I think Footloose is one of my favorite, because my favorite dance is jive, like the sway and the swing. And one of my favorite songs to dance to the jive dance, it's Footloose. Footloose, get loose, So that's one of my favorite. And the other one is Let's Dance.
Which one is that?
Let's Dance. It had. I forgot this guy's name, but he's one of the top Hollywood actors. So the story was about this guy who was just like in his element and trying to find a meaning to his life. He was in a train passing the subway, and he saw a dance studio, and he saw a dance studio like in a place like in Mogobe, like this, right, passing down the road there. Then
is it not Richard Gere?
I think it's Richard Gere
with Roberta.
Yes.
No, I forgot the name of that.
But you're
actress,
close. I think you know the movie.
Yeah.
So this guy, he realized these people have freedom dancing.
Yeah.
They're happy and stuff. He started taking dance classes without telling the wife. And it was a thing that kept him happy and stuff. Unfortunately, then the wife found later, and she wasn't happy that, okay, why didn't you tell me? But then she supported her, and it was a wonderful story.
She supported him.
Yeah, she supported
and became
him
part of the dancing.
And became part of the dancing at the end. This guy, he found himself. He was like now free, now less stressed, because he's doing dancing.
Is that what dance can do? Can it actually give you freedom?
It does. It can give.
Can you explain that, how that happens? I know you mentioned something about endorphins earlier.
Okay, I'll give an example about myself. At a tender age, I lost my mom, right? As a young boy, like 9 years old to 10 years old. So at that point, I didn't know where life was going, because the current man, who was my stepfather, went off the picture, and I was jumping from family to family, and I was always having this stressful moments, even pounding headaches and everything. But at a certain point, I went into sports, right? But the sports that I was doing, they were not just cutting it for me.
Which ones are that?
I still love it, softball. I was doing softball. I love it so much. Until I went into dance. Because dance, it has it applies to different senses, right? It applies to your hearing. It applies to solving with your eyes, what you see. It applies to feeling with your body when you dance. So it really touches and works on different aspects of your life. So emotionally, what you listen to, the music for dancing, it's so happy, so expressional. Some years are like Ramba, it's about love, it's a dance of love. Paso Doble, dance of passion, or tango, right? Or Cha-cha-cha, dance of party. So it really sparks, like even Amapiano, it's party time, it's happy time all the time. So it really contributes your wellness emotionally, contributes your wellness mentally, and also now physically being able to, it's some sort of an exercise. So that's why we have Zumba as a dance fitness. It's created through dance movements, and the other dance fitnesses around, which we do have our own, which is salsa size. We take salsa movements and put them into a way of fitness. So it really contributes to someone's happiness.
So as a young boy, it has liberated you in a sense.
It did, because at the time when my mom passed on, I found myself living with my younger brother, really young, like a year old or 2 years old, taking care of him, living in a house alone by ourselves. My uncles or step uncles were living elsewhere. So what I could have done, what I've seen other youngsters go through, they stopped schooling. I was in Moshopa schooling in Kanye, but I was dedicated to go to school every morning. Every morning I go to school. I came back, school closed, after school opened, I went to school again. And fortunately enough at that time, we're not paying in the buses when you're young. I didn't need much. All I needed to have my school uniform clean, polish my shoes, which I was
Who
doing.
was paying for your transport?
I had my step uncles.
Oh, yeah.
I had my step uncles at that point.
Taking care of that.
Taking care of that. But if I didn't have money, I'd just go into the bus. Funny enough, I want to say, okay, I don't have money, so I'm not going to go. Because at that age, I was in between paying and not paying in a bus.
So
I was like, I'll just sit in a bus, go to school in Kanye, and after school, I came back, and life went on, and I kept on the right road. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. Now, telling a story through dance, you mentioned this in passing. Are you able to give an example of how you can tell a story through dance, just through your body, without opening your mouth? That part, I find it difficult to digest and understand.
Yeah. So, dance has emotional expressions. It has gestures or shapes that you can create through your hands, or that you can create through your body. If you, for example, you are standing up straight, then you drop your shoulders, then you drop your head. At that point, you're communicating giving up. You're communicating sad. So these are the movements that we do have naturally, but we don't focus into. We just focus in the results of what the movement gives us. If you are walking and your head is down, you won't have much confidence. By the time you bring your head up, you're going to have confidence. So within a story, you can show a transition of someone who walks in, dragging their legs, right, into a stage, running and falling down with their shoulders down and head down. That person is in a struggle. That person is in a set point. Then from there, that person starts to rise up, posture goes, shoulders back, chin up, and they start to run. And that now they're on their toes. They take their toes, curl them into the knee, and spin around. It's showing joy. So you're basically telling a story. So then you take 2 or 3 more people, put them into the scenario. You give each and every one a scenario. Then you show how that those scenarios marry each other. Then you have a whole story for dancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of youngsters or people who are aspiring to this, they might be skeptical as to the money angle.
Yes.
Where is the money to be made? And we talked about it briefly when we shot the Instagram clip.
Yes.
Where is the money, and how do you make it?
The money comes from now understanding that you're doing a business, understanding the expenses that you have. for you to be able to do that. For example, where we started was from hiring dance studios. We started hiring dance studios. We had to calculate the transport. We have to calculate the profits that we need to make. We have to calculate the material that we need to teach. How do I get to give you the steps that I do? What do I do? Where do I get the steps from? I go for classes. I go for classes where my lesson, it costs me about 1,000 rands for 40 seconds. Not even an hour, for 40 seconds. Then I come back here home. I'm going to teach you for an hour. So you calculate those things and your possible overheads at time. Then you need to now understand, where are you? When you're in Botswana, your dance business won't necessarily work the same in South Africa. It won't necessarily work the same in Kenya, for example, right? In Botswana, we have where you start from the beginning. You teach people that, okay, there's something called dance. And now you need to show how is it profitable to you. Why should I take my 650 not to go do something and pay for a month class? So now you start to have a promotions that speak to the service that you want to provide. Then it's a number of games now, because it's business. You need to market as hard as you can, triple it. If you market using 3,000 flyers and you get 3 people and you need more people, so you look at that, then you can see that are flyers the only thing that I can use? Can I go online? Right? Can I make presentations in offices? You know, so the money, it's there depending on the model that you set. Nowadays, there are a lot of dance business that are mushrooming. There are dancers who do classes once in a month, and they do it for very less price and get more people, right? Then, of course, then they're happy with what they made, even if they charge whatever little amount they do for that. So it's on the model that you do, and all you need to do is research a lot, because even though we might not be having a lot of dance studios locally, that has put that information out there, internationally and globally. There are templates that are already put out there. The contact studios, benchmark. Go out there and benchmark stuff that we do also. Go out there and benchmark in a studio and understand how does it take, and see if that works for your geographical location.
But would I be right in saying Mike and Miss T's dance company are profitable? In other words, you are swimming in dough.
Well, I won't say we're profitable. I'll say at this point, we're breaking even. Because why? We are one of the first few companies or brands to commercialize dance, to fully out commercialize dance. I remember, back in the days, there are a lot of dancers, but there are few that took the commercial route. At a point where we started, there were a lot of dancers, good dancers, but they were just professional dancers who go for dance competitions, professional dancers who dance now and then wherever at the wedding, but they never put a template whereby, okay, you need to book for this much sessions, you need to make sure that this is taken care of if I come to you and stuff. So it's a growing thing. I'm happy that now, because even though it builds competition, having more people go in that route, but it helps with marketing. Now people get to understand, there's dance. It's something that I can do for my kid as an extracurricular. It's something that I can do for myself as a fitness thing. It's something that I can do for my wedding. It's something that I can do for me and my partner. It's something that I can do for myself. So
it can be. So when are you going to reach profitability? I mean, this is not a charity organization.
I know. They are what you call steps that we've put in place to take. I won't say them that we're building to where we are. So the next step should put us in that level of the few names that we mentioned earlier on, Fred Astaire and others. We should be able to do that.
What are your upcoming projects and tours that you can share with the audience now?
The biggest this year, it's our 10 years anniversary. When we started, we never had an official or a proper launch. So we're going to be having a series of activities speaking to the products that we have. We're going to be having promotions in terms of discounts. If now you've been looking to dance and you say, this is expensive. So this is the year where we say, okay, we're really going back to our main thing. We want dance to be something that someone can afford and do, and it makes a difference in their life. So we're going to be having our 10 years discount percentages. So we're having our 10 years anniversary that we're doing this year. We have an international performance production in Mozambique. And we have one of our programs that we will be building to go fully out. It's a community project. It's where we'll be taking dance to the community, to underprivileged or less privileged, where we're saying, okay, dance it's a scarce skill, or if I could say modern dance, but also there's traditional dance. But for it to be a profession that has resounding footsteps in history, it needs to be available to almost everyone. That's why we realize now, highly profitable businesses have chains. Yeah.
So you'll be communicating all these via your social media pages?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we're thinking 10, 15, 20 years, first about Mike Montsho, and then about Mike and M's Miss T dance company. What do you see? What are the projections? What can we be seeing a couple of decades from now?
Yeah, a couple of decades from now, the hats that I'm wearing, I shouldn't be wearing it anymore. Someone should be in the place that I'm doing. I should be guiding and overseeing at that point. And not only one person. We should have more people representing Mike and Mr. Dance Company, locally, internationally, and globally. Basically now taking dance as a commodity, we want to make it high in different platforms. In a platform where you have professional facilities, in a platform where you see movies, where you see, now dance becoming, something that you say, okay, I want to watch this dance series because my favorite dancer is coming on. Seeing blockbusters being viewed in cinemas and stuff, and also seeing dance change lives drastically for people who have the talent but don't necessarily have the resources to improve that talent.
Are you planning to go regional or continental or international?
Why hold it back? Go international.
You're holding back?
No, why hold it back?
Okay.
Go international.
Okay.
Go international and be able to represent a signature that we create. Because there's nothing wrong going international. It's a matter of having something that identifies you. We have a lot of products that are not made from Botswana, but they're here.
Okay.
Why can't we go out there? They're here, but they're similar to other products, but it's how they're packaged. They identify themselves.
Yeah. Time for you to ask me a question if you have one.
Well, I know you as a businessman. What advice can you give to Mike and Miss T Dance Company in terms of business and running business, working out challenges and maximizing on the advantages?
Okay. Yeah. It seems to me that when it comes to marketing, you're on the right track. Because you've positioned yourselves well on social media, and you are also, coming up with a website, which is a brilliant move.
Yeah.
So I can't give you advice there. But in terms of growth, I can only give you general advice because I haven't studied your company very closely. But companies that tend to grow are the ones where systems are in place, where you have automation and you have systems that are in place to run things.
Yes.
And then you have people that follow specific systems to run.
Yeah.
So as long as you have those systems, then it can free the key people. By that I mean the CEO and perhaps his management team to explore opportunities more. Because you need a combination of the grinders, those who do the hard work, and also those who are building opportunities. And if you've read a book called Blue Ocean Strategy, rather, if you haven't read that book, I would advise you to read it.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
Because it suggests that instead of focusing on competition or outdoing the competition in what they call the red ocean, where there's blood everywhere, go to the blue ocean, where you create your own opportunities and you find new ways of doing things. So that's what I would advise. I think also CEOs who are successful are CEOs who are not know-it-alls. I don't know you enough to know whether you think you are a know-it-all. But if you are hungry for knowledge, and if you keep learning, and if you become an avid reader in your field of expertise, there's no way you can fail. So that's about it.
Thank you very much. It's a very useful advice, and I've picked a lot of stuff that I'm like, okay, yes. I've been thinking, okay, is it the right way? But now you're confirming, okay, have systems, have people who can grind, and have people who can build.
Yes,
so that's our trial and error right now. I think for the past 4 years, that has been our trial and error. Building systems, trying to get people who can grind, doesn't work. But still, do not stop and try to do everything yourself on your own, because we've realized that you need people. You can't be a know-it-all.
You notice I asked you a little bit about mentorship and people you look up to. It's very important to identify those people as well. All right, that camera there is for you to share one final takeaway message with the viewer as we part.
All right. I think my final message would be that if you are a creative person, especially in a place in Botswana, let me say in Botswana, a place where creative industry, it's hard to break through. Just make sure that you are not driven by what the other person's doing. The first love that started you, whether your first passion, where your passion started, that's what you built on. Do not be swayed out by what others say, what others are doing. Yes, you can try to amalgamate yourself with the trend or combine yourself with the trends, but do not lose your core value, do not lose your core passion, do not lose the reason why you started creating
in the first place.
Wow. So I think that's my advice, and hope it takes you somewhere as it did.
Okay. What about all the contacts that you have, physical and social media and everywhere?
Yes. First of all, we are located in Molapo Crossing Mall, inside a complex called Showcase. There's a purple window written dance studio, Mike and Misty Dance Studio. So if you can find our studio, just go around the mall, you find a purple window. It's a big window. That's where the studio is. And in terms of contacts, if you are looking forward to enroll with us for anything, dance fitness, social dancing, professional dance classes or social dance classes, our contact cell phone number 72-461-555. You will get in touch with Miss T on that number, or you can find us on Facebook, Mike, letter M-I-K-E, or word M-I-K-E, then letter N, Miss T. Mike and Miss T Dance Company. Miss T is M-S-T-I. So this is how it reads. M-I-K-E-N-M-S-T-I Dance Company. So you type that on your Facebook, type that on your
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, tap that on your Instagram. You find us there. And our YouTube is coming up and our website is coming up. In our website, we're going to have more organized information, easy for you to enroll in, easy for you to follow what we do. And yes, that's our contact.
Thank you very much. You've done a great job, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the Nuggets.